Hello, hello, and today's focus for the ladder is Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now, I've waited for almost 2 weeks after finishing the game to make the ladder, so I might have forgotten some things. Should have done it straight away, but then again, work hit me pretty hard. That's what she said. And yep, I guess here we go. Now, Assassin's Creed Mirage is a game released last year in 2023. It's as of now, the newest entry in the series is a newest entry in the series pending Shadows. Uh, it's how should I put it? It's somehow a very different approach that the UB has taken here by trying to get Assassin's Creed back to its core, back to assassinations as opposed to um, what should I call it? Epic adventures, because both Origins and Odyssey have been epic adventures, not Avengers, and Valhalla as well. Now, did they do a good job? No, they fucking fucked it up. So bad. They could have just copied Assassin's Creed 1, changed a few characters and locations, and that would have been much better than what they splurged out. Now, there were some interesting twists at the end, but even a brain dead, rotten zombie from Walking Dead could have realized that there was something different about Basim. And there was something strange with Nihal, because Nihal never interacted. Spoilers, fair wording. Because Nihal never interacted with anybody else instead of Basim. Now, granted, I was wrong about who Nihal was, but I was also very close to the truth. I'd like to think. Without any spoilers, without any spoilers, the titular character named Basim, an Altair. He's not an Altair copy. I think he becomes sort of a copy of Altair towards the late stages of the game. But in the beginning, he has a vibrant personality. Then that just fades away, I guess, and what replaces it is a very generic Altair model character. Rather, a character modeled after Altair that is super generic in a lot of shit he does. The only trait that keeps up with him throughout the whole of the game is his desire to see the rebellion succeed. In case you didn't know, there was a slave rebellion in the Abbasid Caliphate. That's where the story takes place. I think in the 10th century, I may be wrong, somewhere thereabouts, which has basically destroyed the Abbasid Caliphate, and we play at the start of that rebellion. It was a very murderous rebellion. It was a very tragic event in human history. A lot of innocents were murdered, tens, hundreds of thousands, even, judging by some accounts of the period. But enough history for now. The game. Uh, the game tries to take the series back to its root, mostly by somehow not forcing, but um, offering boons if you actually played the stealthy. Now, as opposed to Odyssey, Origins, and even Valhalla, those were epic adventures. You really felt that you're part of a grand journey of sorts, uncovering some mythos, killing some ancients, I guess. But that was feeling wise secondary. What was important was exploring the world, because in those games the world was so effing rich in characters, in regions, in everything. This misses from this game. The game takes place in Baghdad and its surroundings. The map is not small by any means, but not particularly large. But mm, the map is fairly big. Now, the amount of things that you can do on the map is super effing low. You can barely do anything, and the side quests mainly revolve on some optional contract missions that you can take for the Creed, which are very limited in number. I think you can finish them by the a halfway point in the game if you're good at the game. Then everything else is just uncovering chests, finding missing pages, the regular, which is fucking boring. And don't get me started on viewpoints. Viewpoints in this game are fucking redundant. They don't do anything for you. Anything at all. I could go throughout the whole game without synchronizing a viewpoint, and I don't know if I'd be affected by that. Because everything is very visible on the minimap. There are very few hidden things that you can uncover via a viewpoint. And the way the viewpoints are scattered throughout the map is super strange. Like you can have two viewpoints and a very large body of terrain between them. But then you have like three viewpoints super close to one another, and of course they don't do anything because they're super close to one another. And in this game, viewpoints are redundant either way. So the map itself is bad. It's super bad, and the level design is crap. The city itself is vibrant. So the city itself, the graphics, how NPCs interact with each other, how the father, well, not the father because I don't kill the father, but you know what I mean. The people actually doing shit in the city are fucking amazing. They feel vibrant. You really feel transported there. But unfortunately, outside of the city of Baghdad, which is very small, I think when comparing it, for example, to Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood, the map, I don't think it's half the size of Rome, honestly. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's almost the size of Rome, but I don't think I don't think so. I think it's about half, maybe a little more than half the size of Rome from remembrance. I may be wrong. This is what I'm remembering. And my memory doesn't really serve me well usually, but I think in this case I might be right on the money there. Now, except Baghdad and a couple other places, the world is deserted. Where in these focus points where things are happening, the places are vibrant and very beautiful, and you really feel immersed. But in the rest, there's nothing going on. You can just cross the desert with nothing in sight, doing nothing. Unlike the earlier games where, yes, you had uninhabited land, a fair bit of uninhabited land, but you could always find something to do in that, you know? You had a lot of other hidden quests, maybe animals that you can tackle, and places to uncover, basically. Nope, this game doesn't have that. Sorry to disappoint. I mean, I am disappointed. And don't get me started on the gameplay, it's fucking bad. So, let's start with the focus on stealth. The game focuses on stealth. Not a decision I enjoy that much, but I understand it. It brings it back to the core where Assassin's Creed 1 to up until Origins, you really had to heavily rely on stealth to just go around, you know? And that was nice. That was a nice touch, except they made combat crap. The combat itself is shit. You can barely land hits. Hits that you do little damage because guess what? The weapon system is useless. You could just roll with the first weapon you get, well, the first sword you get, and you get basically the same result as finding loot pieces to upgrade schematics and upgrade your swords and find other swords. You could use the same sword and dagger from the beginning, and it would have very limited impact on your gameplay. Only upgrade it for bigger damage, but nothing too crazy. So I think you can even win the game without any upgraded weapons whatsoever. It's that bad. And honestly, it feels bad because even in Brotherhood, for example, Brotherhood is my staple of fighting in stealth-based Assassin's Creed games because the combat was so fucking great. The parries, the double assassinations, chain assassinations, triple assassinations. By the way, more than double assassination doesn't work in this game. The chain assassination that you had in Brotherhood, no. We retconned that. It doesn't exist anymore. And don't get me started on fucking Enkidu. Enkidu is useless throughout the game. The eagle that soars the sky for you, fucking useless. I'm sorry to say that. I love my feathery companions in Assassin's Creed. But in this case, Enkidu is really useless. You cannot use him for half of the game because archers just hitting random birds on the sky. Like, what the fuck? I understand from a game, and I don't even understand for a gameplay experience because you want to use Enkidu to find hidden places like cracks in the walls and whatnot, as opposed to you running the whole length of the wall. That's crazy. I'm wasting 10 minutes running the whole length of the wall just to find a little hole in it when I could be using Enkidu for that. But guess what? They have archers, and apparently in the Abbasid Caliphate, archers were shooting at birds. They didn't have anything else to do, like patrolling, like checking for enemies. No, they were shooting at birds. Like, what did you do today? We had 5 intruders in your guard. What did you do, man? Oh no, I was too busy shooting the birds. A flock of crows just flew by, and I had to shoot them all. You know how it is. And the caliph would be like, "Oh, I totally understand. Go back, shoot more birds." It's fucking crazy. I could rant for half an hour or to an hour about the gameplay and why is it so bad. But let's leave it at that. I don't know what to say anymore. The game is bad. Don't get me wrong. It's bad. Bad is an overstatement. Maybe average. Average is actually what the game is. It's bad. So it's very bad compared to other Assassin's Creed games. I think it's the worst in the series by far. And I hated Revelations, but still, Revelations is 10 levels above this shit when taken as a standalone game. And I think it's very fair to take it as a standalone game. You could make a case for both cases, but as a standalone game, it's average. The story is mm, the main antagonist is crap. You only see it twice throughout the whole game. Like what the fuck? There are some twists and turns with the main character, which are fairly enjoyable. There are crazy shit in the plotline I didn't understand for the love of me, and I didn't make any effort to understand it afterwards because it didn't make sense in my head. It won't make sense even if I read a description online or anything like that, a summary or synopsis or whatever. So yeah, there are a lot of shitty elements to this plotline, but it's again a decent plotline. It's not bad by any means. It's very linear though. It's very boring at times. It's very short, mind you. And yeah, and the map, as I've stated, with some exceptions, it's um, it's fairly big but uneventful, with some exceptions. Some areas are perfectly good and perfect, in my opinion, in terms of immersion. But then again, I think back of on my favorite Assassin's Creed game, which is Odyssey. I'm a sucker for ancient Greece. Sorry for that. It's Peloponnesian War. I just love the Peloponnesian War. What can I say? I'm a simple man. But when I think back on the world in Odyssey, I could play Odyssey for weeks at a time and never get bored. But with Mirage, I was bored second day I played it. And because I couldn't immerse in the story. I couldn't immerse in the world they built because they built a world so fucking small and bereft of any, or not any, but not much vivacity about it. So, yeah, let's cut it short because it's already been 13 minutes that I've been recording and I don't want it to take much longer. But overall, yeah, it's not the best game you can play with that amount of money. I only got it at a very big sale. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I mean, I would have paid it, but I'd have felt like crap. But I paid something like um, let's convert that in dollars. Oh shit, 100 lei would mean something like 18, $19, maybe $20 at most. And for that price point, it's okay. Any more than $25, it's a rip-off and a very big one at that. Even $20, I feel like it's too much for this game. Honestly, it's not that good. So keeping that in mind, I what should I do? What should I do? How much should I give it? I think we give it a rating of 5.5 and an ultimate verdict of unsteady. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. See ya!